Yo, what's good, everybody? RJ Sheldon here, episode 69 of Off the Top Show. You see, I got my boy with me, Tony Lippett, per usual. You know what we do on here. Obviously, we talk about sports, current events, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and hop right into it here. Week 2 at the NFL. You know, we talk about the NFC North here, and obviously that division being where we're at. Vikings played the Eagles last night, lost that one 34-28. Offensive stats for both teams here, bringing it up. Total offense for the Vikings, 374. For the Eagles, 430. Passing, obviously, was majority of the time for the Vikings with over 300 yards. Couldn't even rush the ball, literally had 28 yards. And then obviously over on the Eagles' end, passing 171, and we all know what the Eagles did last night. Ran the football. Had over 200 yards. And I've been saying this on here for a minute. If you rush the ball over 100 yards, you got a pretty good chance of winning that ball game. And, granted, the Vikings still were, my opinion, were still in it. Granted, still showing fight and things like that, trying to will themselves to put themselves an opportunity to go ahead and possibly win the game. If you have over 200, if you have over 100 yards, you're in a really good situation. And then obviously we'll go over the team stats for Vikings. Kirk Cousins, 31 of 44 from the field, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. Obviously Madison, 8 carries, 28 yards. Critical fumble, though. Just a lot of turnovers that you can't have in this league. You got to go ahead and make sure that you'd make every possession at least a score, whether it's 3 or 7. Then obviously JJ having 11 yards, 159 yards. Addison, 3 for 72. Hawkinson, 7 for 66. And obviously we got KJ for 3 for 34. This was a game. It was like a weird game to me because if we see the Vikings these past 2 games, it's just like they're hurting themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I think if they didn't do that and being able to take care of the football, they might be 2-0, realistically. But kind of talk to me on this game and what you saw from here. And obviously over on Jalen Hurts, we know that Jalen Hurts, I forgot to talk about the Eagles as well, but we know what Jalen Hurts is. You see what they did in that Slim Reaper there over at wide receiver making plays. And their whole rushing was Swift, who basically was the bell ringer for them last night. So talk to me about that game, brother, man.
It was a good game. It was a beatdown at first. It was a beatdown, for most of the game. The Vikings, I would say they're unraveling, man. It's like the defense, the schemes and what they're doing, it's all right. You feel me? Like, they have a lot of player versatility back there, but they don't have the guys that can really make that defense really execute at its highest level. They just got a bunch of dudes, but they don't really have no guys over there, no stars, no all pros. Like, they don't have that over there. And if they do, he's probably not a leader. He can't elevate his game like he usually do. And Harrison Smith, he's a guy back there, but he's been on his defense for the longest. And I don't think they have the personnel. I think they have the right defensive coordinator, but I don't think they have the personnel to execute at a high level on what he wants to do. And it's a new system. It's
Right.
all of the players that was already on the team, so he wasn't able to bring in his players, recruit the guys on defense that he wants to draft and things like that. So they're in a weird space right now with what they want to do. Then they have the quarterback situation.
Right.
Like, he was 31 for 44, Kirk Cousins. I don't think you're going to win a lot of games with him throwing 44 passes. And I told you, this is going to be more of a passing team now because they ran the ball 9 times yesterday. Madison had 8 carries for 28 yards, and another running back, 32, had 1 carry for 0 yards. So they had 28 yards rushing yesterday on 9 carries. Like, there is no balance to that. So most of the time they're going to be throwing the ball. And they have some guys out there on the outside. You got Justin Jefferson, 11 for 159. He looked dominant out there last night besides his fumble in the end zone. But that's just him trying to make a play. We all understand.
Right.
Things happen. But I'll take that for Justin Jefferson because I know in his mindset, I'm trying to make a play. That's just what I do. So I'm cool with that. Addison, 3 for 72. He had the bomb touchdown for for the touchdown. He scored and made. I think he made it. I think they made it 14 to 26. I think, or 28 at that time, whatever it was. And then Hawkinson with two touchdown receptions, 7 receptions, and 66 yards. So this is more of a passing team, like you said, man. The Vikings, they're gonna have a long year. They're gonna be passing the ball. I don't know if they want to get rid of Kirk Cousins and trade him, like I've been hearing, throughout the media right now, trading him to the Jets or trade him to another team because they don't want to bring him back next year, and he's on a 1-year deal. I don't know how that'll go with Justin Jefferson. Will he want to come back? If that's the case, if that's what y'all gonna be doing, or because if you trade Kirk, you're basically saying we tanking, bro. We done. Like we ain't trying to get to the playoffs. We're not trying to win a division. We're preparing for the future. When you got literally a top 2 player on your team, when he was voted number 2 in the top 100, and Justin Jefferson. The Eagles, they started off a little slow at first. Like their offense was like, I was tweeting like, man, what's going on with this offense? But that's what happens when you lose your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator. Like you can say, oh, they got the same players, they got a better running back and they got the same O lineman, and they tight end is healthy. But the play calling is different. You feel me? Like this coordinator might have wanted to use this guy more. This coordinator wanted to probably use this guy more. So now they're using different guys and they're trying to execute and live through these players right now. He probably wanted Jalen Hurts to run the ball more and not throw the ball 44 times a game like, Kirk Cousins did. He probably want him to throw 23 times a game. And I was watching the second quarter at the point in time, but they had handed off the ball to Swift to it was 9 straight plays of just straight runs. He was getting like 6 yards a carry.
I
And
think the second quarter, I think when they had that, it might have been second half, whatever, but
it was the second quarter for
it was the
sure.
second quarter. It was like 13 plays or 15 plays of straight runs.
Bro, straight runs.
It
Like
was crazy.
they were just handing off the ball. He had 28 for 175. That might be his best game in the league. I don't think he will ever. I ain't gonna say ever because I don't want to say that. But this year, I don't think he's gonna run for 28 carries and 175 yards again. I don't think he's
For
gonna do
real,
that.
bro. For real.
Like Devontae Smith looked good. He made some catches. He made that one catch when he went over the top of the guy and
Yeah.
almost scored. Almost kept it going. He looked good. He's probably gonna be asking for a bag next year. I heard somebody in the media say yesterday that they think he's a top 10 receiver. There's people that think he's the best receiver on his team.
Right.
Like you've been hearing that rumble. Maybe that's why AJ Brown is getting mad because he like, I want the ball too. You feel me? I want the ball. I want the targets. They ain't calling plays for me no more. I ain't getting my little end routes because he love running a little shallow
Love
and catch
Sallow.
the ball and do something with. I ain't seen
Right.
him call one of those yet. So it's like he might be a little like unraveling. Like, man, what's going on? Like it's been 2 weeks and we kind of just been doing whatever. This dude got 2 touchdowns. He getting bombs down the field and what I'm getting. So Eagles look all right. They don't look like a dominant 0-2 team. I mean 2-0 team. They don't look like the team they looked like last year, but they have time and we're gonna see as the weeks goes on. But hands down, I mean it was a good game. But I think it's over for the Vikings. They 0-2. I think their division is tough with the Packers and the Lions in there. I don't think they're gonna win either one of those games. I think Justin Jefferson gonna get off, but it's gonna be tough for them to win the games if they're giving up 35 points a game. So
No, I feel you on that. But I think the big thing, obviously, just to conclude this with the Vikings, man. I think right now I think in the identity of what they are, right? 2 games already. At this point, throw the football. Clearly, you have a very talented wide receiver group, very talented. It's time to utilize that. It's time to go ahead and if Kurt throws it for what he's throwing it for, because you said this previously and earlier, right? He's on contract. He's probably trying to go ahead and go off and get off. Same thing with everyone. Everyone's trying to go ahead and position themselves to go ahead and be successful. But I think right now, what this team is, use your wide receiver weapons. Granted, you know what I'm saying, when we played, right? Granted, I know we were running the football, but we had a solid wide receiver core that did bail out sometimes when they couldn't run the ball. Things like that. It's a hand-in-hand game. So I think with the Vikings right now, you got to lean very heavy in that wide receiver room. The O-line is, I don't know what's going to happen. Who's even going to be playing week 3 on the O-line for the Vikings? I have no idea. But it's just like right now, it's do or die situation because their schedule is insane. They got a top 3 probably, uh, you know, schedule coming in. Every team that they're playing is solid. Every team is playoff worthy. So I think right now this Charger game is do or die. Like if you don't win this Charger game, granted, I know they play what? They play Carolina next. That should be a dub. But
Should be.
obviously, we take it one game at a time. But this game here is so important. And I think realistically, from my honest opinion, I think that they're going to go ahead and get this one at the crib.
They play the Chargers at the crib?
Yes.
I don't know, man. We're going to see because
I think they're going to get that.
the Chargers coming off a bad loss as well at home, so they might have some vengeance with them.
True.
Another thing that's being overlooked, I'm just quick and I'm going to end it,
Yeah.
is when you going into a season, you would say that Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson are the key to these teams, are the key to the team, right?
Right.
You would say they're probably, the 2 best players on the team. And both of those guys are unhappy because they're not paid, they're not secure. It was also showing that the organization, is skeptical about, do they want to pay them? Do they see a future with them?
Right.
Couldn't they go in a different direction? Like it's so much stuff, and then you push them into the season without this contract, without in this dangerous game that we play. We see any play, anything can happen. Like non-contact injuries, contact injuries. Like anybody can go down at any time. And what you're asking them to do is literally go and win games because you're not asking the defense to win games. You're asking Kirk and Justin Jefferson, your best 2 players, to go out and win games. And if they're not happy, are they willing to run through that brick wall still? So that was just something to throw out there. But we'll see, man.
No, that's real
Might be
though.
a long season, boy.
Hey, all I'm saying is just lean on that wide receiver room. That's all I'm saying for the Vikings right now. And I think
Yeah.
they got the pieces, especially in that room for that. But the biggest thing, man, you got to be able to go ahead and have some time for Kirk to throw the football, man. And then obviously there's a lot of turnovers and things like that. You can't have turnovers in the league, in this league, especially in the NFL. And come to play. So we're gonna see, man. That's really what it is for the Vikings. We're gonna see, but it's do or die for this home game coming up, uh, obviously against the Chargers. So we shall see what that brings. And obviously, let's go ahead and stay within the NFC North. Seattle Seahawks come to Detroit. I know you were saying that your Seattle Seahawks, well, it's not your team because we're talking about your team. So let me go ahead and rephrase that here. You had said the Seahawks might possibly your second favorite team. I will go ahead and put that out there.
I think it's gonna be a battle, bro. I think that's gonna be a battle. I think
Right.
when Seattle paid Geno, they said, okay, we should be able to throw the ball when we need to throw the ball. You feel what I'm saying? Like even with our running backs out, if K9 not gonna play, every game, if Zach Carbonet from UCLA he's gonna be in and out, or if he don't have the start to his NFL career that some people want him to have, can we lean on our quarterback? We're gonna see that if they can do that.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. They didn't do well last week. They literally got shut down in the run and the pass game by the Rams, and that was a little different because they got shut down at home. And it's kind of different because it's like, okay, we at home, season opener at home. We supposed to beat the Rams. Let's just see, we just gonna go out there and play. And they got punched in their mouth, like for real. So I like the Lions in this game. I like the Lions in this matchup though. I just like how they coming off. I like how they pulling up this season. I like the physical style of play from the wide receiver, the running backs, the offensive line, the defensive line with Hutchinson. Like he showed me last week that he owns something. Like he owned that. And that's good. And then you're gonna get another cornerback in like 4 weeks. That's another starting corner in your back end. I don't know if Kirby Joseph is playing right now, but he's another safety that's pretty good from Illinois that played with Devin Witherspoon,
Yeah.
and he was a top safety. So him, Branch, um, Gardner, what is he, Johnson, him. Then the linebackers with the linebacker from Jack Campbell from Iowa. I like the Lions to win this game. I like the Lions to win this game and continue to roll.
And I
I
think
like the
just
Lions to
to
win this game and continue to
obviously
roll.
add on to
Seahawks
that, I'm
gonna
right
have to
with you. I
fight
think the
back,
Lions are going to go ahead and get this one at
but
home.
I like the Lions to take their home
Anticipation,
opener.
obviously, from fans waiting, obviously, see their Lions come into town and go ahead and play. Obviously, everyone's playing at a high level due to that win against Kansas City. I don't care what was going on with Kansas City. They beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That is a good way to go ahead and start your season. So it's going to be electric in there. Jared Goff, I'm feeling, is going to be one of those guys that's going to creep in this year to the top 10 and the probably guys that's going to have a stat-wise very good season. He played efficient against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he's going to be just a consistent piece for that team on that offensive end, distributing the ball. And they have a great O line. I know I'm really like today talking about O lines, but their O line is like that. And they'll be able to run the football. They're able to give a clean pocket. Lions are making a move to go ahead and be that front runner in the NFC North.
Yeah.
So I think that they're going to go ahead and take care of the Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be a good game, but I think the Lions are going to go ahead and close that out. But I got them for sure. So that game is on obviously Sunday because it's football Sunday, but that one's a noon kickoff. And then moving on over to the Green Bay Packers, they face the Atlanta Falcons, which I think is going to be one of a probably top game to watch because both these teams young, right? Got rid of that's in there. That's all about winning. Coaching staff is obviously behind. Who's the head coach there with the Atlanta Falcons? Forget his name. Yeah, Arthur Smith. Solid coach, head coach. Gonna go ahead and get them guys right.
I think
New
it's Arthur
faces, right?
Smith.
Robinson that they had drafted already making an impact, running the football and catching the football. They got London there. They got Pitts, obviously, for the tight end position. And they have a good defense.
Yeah.
People not talking about that a lot. Their defense is very good, and I'm looking to see what the Packers are going to do against that defense. Are we going to see what we saw, against Chicago? Obviously, I want to see that, but at the same time, clean slate. We got to go 1-0. We got to go ahead and worry about right now. We got to make sure that we do the right things right to go ahead and put ourselves in a position to win the ball game. I think Jordan Love is always going to be a test with him. Obviously, we want to have a clean game, but this is going to be a tough game for the Packers. They need to come out and they need to go ahead and do what they did against the Bears and make the right decisions, obviously starting with Jordan Love. And then on that back end, the defense needs to go ahead and shut that running game down and keep, obviously, Robinson and those guys contained and Pitts contained. I would love to see Alexander go ahead, cover Pitts one-on-one, follow him around. I don't know what's going to take care of that, but we just need to make the right plays at the right time. Kind of talk to me about this game and what you're expecting or what you're seeing, because this is going to be a good one, I feel.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good one. Atlanta, this is gonna be their second game at home. They won the game at home last week, so I'm sure the arena is gonna be a few more people gonna come. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be loud in there. It's a dome, one of the best stadiums in the NFL. Besides the turf. The Packers are on the road again. They're on the road again, so it'll be a good game. It's gonna be another good test for Jordan Love, and you want that'd be dope if he can go back to Lambeau up 2-0 and he hasn't had a starting game as a starting quarterback at Lambeau and he goes back 2-0. That'd be pretty dope for him. I don't know if Aaron Jones is going to play this week. He had a hammy last week and he hasn't practiced. Christian Washington hasn't practiced. So if he's down a running back, which one of the most dynamic running backs, and he can win this game,
Aaron
they're
Jones.
down. They're one of their top receivers in Watson,
No,
and
you're
they're down
good. You're
Aaron
good.
Green, and they can go in there and get a dub.
Oh yeah. Hey, but he was a
Aaron Jones,
G
I'm
though.
saying Aaron Green. My
Hey,
bad. That's tripping.
the fact that you know who that
I'm
is,
thinking about
that's live
Ahmad
because
Green.
that was when I was like
Remember
that was Brett Favre era.
years ago?
That was Brett Favre era.
No, nice. Come on, man.
That's love. Yeah.
I can go deep in the bag, but I know the guy. I know the guys, man. Ricky, I know the guys. Deion Branch. But it's gonna be another good test for Jordan Love to see what he can do with two of his playmakers out. And that's hard to go into an NFL game with two of your playmakers out. Like it's gonna be hard to do whoever you are. I.e. Patrick Mahomes. He was missing Travis Kelce, and you see how that all looked without him. So if he can go in there and get a win, that'll be dope. And Lambo up, they ain't gonna be it. They're gonna be too proud when he get back to come back to the crib. So this gonna be one of those games that's probably gonna be won 21-17. I don't think it's gonna be a
Right.
high scoring game because the Packers, if they missing their offensive guys, it's gonna
Right.
be kind of hard to play on offense. And Green Bay defense is nice. So
No,
it
absolutely.
might
I'm
be like
excited
a
to see that. I think it's gonna be one of
17-13
those
type
grinder
game.
games, one of those
So,
like
but
just
I think the Packers
blows.
win.
Everyone,
I think it'll be a
defense,
good game.
everyone doing what they need to do on both ends. But I think it's going to be a tight one. But I think the Packers are going to come out on top of that one in a dogfight because Falcons are rolling like they're rolling right now at home. They won a game. The buzz is going in Atlanta. You know they're going to go ahead and probably have all the industry guys there. It's going to be a parade. They're going to do their thing, have fun. But I think it's going to be Packers coming out on that one though. And then just a couple key games. Obviously, we have the night games, and then the Monday night as well. Let's just go ahead and talk about those and highlight those. But there's another game that I want to talk about as well. That's kind of on my list. That Chiefs versus Jaguars game. That's at noon as well. That's going to be a huge game. Patrick Mahomes versus obviously Trevor Lawrence, and we know last week Trevor Lawrence was showing that he could be a top 3 guy and a guy that needs to get. Did he get paid already? Or no? So he was definitely he's showing from week 1
No,
that
I think
hey,
he get paid. I think this is
I'm
his
like that.
third.
And
This is
he
his third year. I
showed
think it's
that
his third
against the
year, so
Colts.
he'll
He
be
was
getting
doing
paid
his thing,
next year.
making some great throws. So I can't wait to see that matchup. And you can stop me when you want to go ahead and talk about any other
Yeah,
ones or go in depth into it.
it's really where the Chiefs bounce back. You know, they got Chris Jones. I think Travis Kelce practice. So we're gonna have to see how they really look, this
But I
year.
did too.
And if Chris Jones, how many reps he's gonna play, how he's gonna affect the game. But like I said, I picked the Jags in this. I mean, they got a man that had 3 sacks. They got guys on defense. This is a win they want to
Right.
win. They don't want to lose this game. Now, if this game was played in Week 10, I would say the Chiefs was probably gonna win because they'll probably be 8-2 or 7-3 at that time. But Week 2, you haven't established the outside as far as the Chiefs' offense and defense, and their defense is young, and it's just like I don't know. I don't think they have anybody that can cover and lock down guys on the outside, and I don't think they have no dynamic playmakers on their outside as a wide receiver. But they won with that. But I'm talking about Week 2 right now, so I'm gonna pick the Jags.
Yeah, I got them
They
picked.
at
When I did my
home.
picks, I definitely had the
They gonna be
Jags
ready to play.
winning that one.
I think the
And then
Jags take
obviously
it.
the night game. Actually, let me see here. 3:25 on Sunday. Jets versus Cowboys. That should be a good one. But I think Cowboys in that one they might dog walk the Jets. I ain't gonna lie. Granted, their defense played well. To get that win, to seal that win against the Bills. I think both defenses are going to come out and do their thing, but I think Prescott's going to obviously outwin Wilson in this situation. Or I might get proven wrong. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Cowboys are going to go ahead and win in this one for sure. And then the nightcap one there for Sunday, Dolphins versus Patriots. I think the Dolphins are going to take that one. I think the Dolphins have way too much on offense, and their defense is solid coming up with plays. Obviously, they got X over there on that side. And wait till Jalen Ramsey comes back. Like, that's going to be a serious team. And they're already serious with what they did last week, beating the Chargers. So I think they're going to win that one by 2 scores for sure. I think 2 scores for sure.
Oh, 2
If
scores?
it's raining.
I don't know. I think this game gonna be a little closer than you think.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's raining, if it's not raining, I think this is a game that we gonna really see what Mac Jones got. I think this is one of those games like, okay, bro. Like what are you? You feel me? Like what are you? Like what
Mhm.
type of quarterback are you? Are you a winner or what is it? because I think their defense is gonna play well. I think the Patriots defense is gonna play well. I think they're gonna take away. I don't think Tariq Hill is gonna go for 200 yards. I think they're gonna. I think Bill Belichick is has a plan for him. He's gonna make somebody else beat him. I know it's hard because you got Waddle and Tariq Hill, but if you could choose for one of them to go off, which one would it be? I'm gonna pick Jalen Waddle. If he goes off, then he goes off. I'm sure Bill Belichick gonna have his plan, or rather have his scheme together. He's gonna make him throw. He's gonna take away the first read and the second read. Then what Tua got? Can Tua sit in there and wait till the third guy get open, the fourth guy get open, or is he just one read throw, one read, maybe two reads throw? If he take away the first read, the second read, which Bill, if you played against Bill Belichick and you coached against him, you know that he's taking away those first and second reads, and he got the D line that's gonna get in there and penetrate that offensive line, because the Dolphins' offensive line is not that, there it's question marks on their offensive line. So I think the Patriots are gonna get them one. I'll take the Patriots winning one at home, a night game. They're gonna be ready. I think they're gonna confuse Tua a couple times. They're gonna this is the type
I
of game
like
where the Patriots probably gonna score on
could be,
defense,
we'll see what
and
happens, but
they gonna win.
at the
I got
same
the Patriots in
time,
this game.
they're playing good football, and you already know when you come into Bill Belichick's house and play that team, they're going to go ahead and be on their P's and Q's when it comes to taking things away that you did week one. So we shall see with that. And that's the nightcap for that one. And then obviously there's two Monday night games, Saints versus Panthers. I think the Saints are going to go ahead and take care of that, even though Carolina's at home. Hopefully that's a good game. But the 7:15 one, we shall see what happens here. Got the Browns versus the Steelers. I took the Browns when I did my picks. What are you looking at in this game with Browns versus Steelers?
I'm looking at the Steelers offense versus the Browns defense. I'm looking at Kenny Pickett, because I
For
was not
real.
a believer last week. He didn't make me believe that he didn't make me believe last week at all. So I want to see,
Uh-huh.
can his offensive coordinator help him, or is it his offensive coordinator? Is it Kenny Pickett? Can he just not? I don't know. I want to see, because we talk about the Steelers team. They have weapons, but the Browns defense is like that. They pretty nice. Like I said, they got one of the best rosters in the NFL, and you got two defensive players, two defensive MVP type caliber players on the field, and Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt. Who will have the better game? I think Myles Garrett will have the better game this week, because shit, you seen him last week. He was down in the middle of the lane playing basketball, and then hit him with an got him off and got a sack. I say, bro, he coming like that. I think the Steelers lose again at home. I think Watson have a better game this week. Deshaun Watson have a
Yeah.
better game this week. The Steelers secondary, they looked bad last week. They looked soft and crazy coming from the Steelers secondary. They kind of looked soft, bro. The corners looked soft. You feel me? Like, it just didn't look right. And you got Amari Cooper coming into town.
You got
You got
more
David
coming in. They got a
Njoku. You
solid
got
wide receiver core that will go ahead and do the same
Peoples
thing that the
Jones
49ers did
from the
to them
crib.
week one.
You got Moore. And you thought you couldn't stop Christian McCaffrey running the ball last week. You know who comes down this week? Nicholas Chubb, bro. And
Man, absolutely.
and
You funny
he the
as hell. This
FanDuel
man said
legend. You wanna mark him,
Nicholas
book
Chubb.
him for the over, whatever his over
Oh
is.
my gosh.
Book it. Book over. Bruh. They'll be going crazy.
No, I
So
hear you.
I like the
I mean, I got him
Browns
winning
to
too.
go
So,
into
but
Pittsburgh
that's what the Sunday
and
for the
beat
NFL
them
is looking like.
handily.
Games are definitely going to be on. It's gonna be good football. I know we kind of did this backwards, but let's go ahead and talk about obviously this good old MSU versus Washington Husky game tomorrow. Starts at 4 p.m. A lot of things going on. Obviously, the 10-year anniversary of the 100th Rose Bowl. Me and this good brother here definitely got to experience. Mr. Lip obviously experienced that. You all know what he did in that. And let's just go ahead and light that because that is number one. I saw that on the field, helmet on with my eyes, number one. And number two, obviously, you going out there and obviously what we did to grind to that position and obviously to be where we are here. We all had a process and everyone's process is crazy. But that right there was, I know it was it. I was like, oh yeah, we on for sure. You know what I'm saying? Just do obviously with everyone that was in that room. We all know what we have for obviously one another, but that was
Yeah.
live. Talk
Hey
about
man.
that, bro. Like we gotta like that because I'm in the mood right now. It's like when we talk about that stuff, bro. Like that was good times, it was good memories, and that's what you're supposed to go through in this life, bro. Especially from the sports and what you've grinded into people that are like minded. Let's talk about that, bro. Let's talk about that whole game. Let's talk about that because I think it definitely needs to be shined on a little bit. Right.
Like man, I feel like in life you got like only thing you can kind of take with you is like moments. You feel me? Like you can't take nothing else with you. You feel me? Everything
Right.
you gon' it's like you just
Right.
walking through life, and you can't take nothing with you but what your eyes really capture. You feel me? What your eyes capture. So it's like in that moment right there, those moments, like looking back at it, we wasn't even in the
For
moment as
real.
much. You feel me? Because we was probably looking to the next year or to damn, we got winter conditioning coming up. We were just looking to
Right.
so much stuff, like we wasn't able to like be in that moment because it was always pushed to look for the next thing. So now when you out of the moment and you out of the element and you look back at these moments,
Right.
you like, damn, like you start to remember things about these moments because you put yourself in that time
For
space
real.
again. And you look back at it like, bro, them was really some legendary times. You feel me? Like you might not recognize that they was legendary times while it was happening. But looking back at it, it's like, bro, those
Shout
are
out to
some of the
them. They're
legendary
doing a great
times. And I
thing.
said this on another podcast. This is Sparta podcast with shout out to the guys. Shout out to the guys. I said that bro from 2013 to 2015, those are the best, most legendary, most historical years at Michigan State football. Like you can't take another three
Right.
years anywhere in Michigan State football history and be like these 3 years is better than this 3 years. None of them. Like we had guys, we had times. It was just dope, man. Like it was just dope. Looking back at it, like damn, that was 10 years ago. Like shit,
Yes.
crazy because it was 10 years ago. But a lot
Man.
of memories, man. A lot of laughs, a lot of cries, a lot of smiles, a lot of frowns, a lot of frowns, a lot of arguments, a lot of walkman football. We started that shit. I don't know if we started, but we was out there doing that shit way before it was popping in 2019 and 18. They started putting it on social media. We was out there walk footballing before the game, all of that. You feel me? Like we've been doing that. And even those times, you feel me? Those was just like fun
Right.
times. Like just to, even though we were still playing football, it was able to like go back to when you was a kid. You feel me? When you can just walking down the street or in the backyard throwing the ball up to yourself, just I'm on the sideline catch walking, like just visualizing yourself being great. So man, 10-year Rose Bowl reunion, man, this week up at Michigan State, man, it's gonna be live.
Right.
I'm excited to see the guys, man. See how everybody doing. I know people got kids and shit right now, people
Right.
doing this and doing that, but it'll be a good time, the people that's there, that's able to make it, even for the guys not able to make it, man. We love all y'all. Y'all already know what we went through there. And it'll be a good time for, us to just bring all of that into a room again, you feel what I'm saying, into the field again. And hopefully, it electrifies the
Right.
whole damn arena, the whole woodshed, and we able to just go out there and whoop Washington ass. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got Coach B back, Coach D back. It's like that's what it's all about. So, man, like I said, in life, man, you got a lot of memories, man. So,
Man.
good or bad, but this is one of the good memories that shit a lot of people remember for the rest of their life. Real talk, like we probably be 80 years old talking about. Man, remember we was down there
Man.
playing in the Rose Bowl back in my hours. I was catching the ball over the middle of the field. Your little grandson's grand.
Man,
But
I know that's gonna be
Dad,
me,
granddad,
bro.
you
That's
wasn't
gonna be
doing
me
shit.
for sure. But
Man,
yeah, no,
this
just I
shit
didn't like
revoked,
that because
man.
that's
Turn
with
over.
everything you said, bro. That's
So
right
man,
where it needs to be. There ain't nothing to add on top of that. So, but let's get into this game, though. Right? Obviously, Michigan State Spartans, due to a lot of stuff that's going on. Obviously, we don't need to get into it. Everyone knows about the whole Mel Tucker situation. We have our own perspectives. We have our own views. But at the end of the day, you got to keep pushing. Um, Granted, I hope everything gets squared away. But at the same time, things happen, right? How are we going to respond? What do we got to do? Obviously, have the guys in place and things like that. But it's more about playing football and more for these kids to go ahead and get on that field and showcase what they can do. So that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. So number 8 Huskies coming into town. This is a big test for Michigan State. Obviously, we are 2-0 playing, the games before this. I'm looking to see, number one, what these 3 guys are going to go ahead and do on the offensive end, because I think these 3 guys are kind of the pivotal point of this team. I want to see what Noah Kim is going to be doing in a primetime game on third downs when they need to go ahead and move the chains. Because we got talent now. Don't worry. We got talent. I'm not worried about it. I've seen the 2. If I see talent, we both know talent. So I'm not worried about us having guys that can go ahead and make plays down the field. We have them. But I think the biggest thing going into
for
playing this
real.
game is that we need to establish a running game. Noah Kim needs to play flawless. And Mr. Mosley needs to go ahead and be our guy on third down. And our defense needs to come to play because they're not playing no average Joe. Playing basically guys spending, obviously, Michael Pickens Jr., who's the top 3 quarterback right now in stats, top 3, probably top 5 quarterback going to head into the draft this year. He's a threat. And then what does he do? He's throwing into Jalen McClain, who's their wide receiver. Last week had 8 receptions for 120 yards. And they got another guy as well. So I'm definitely, if I were to pick one out of the key people or key positions, it's the defense. Because then the offense is going to do their thing. It's the defense and the offensive line for the Michigan State Spartans. And if we're winning that battle, we got a good chance of winning that game. So talk to me about that.
It's gonna be a big game, and we win this game, we're gonna be ranked, and we're gonna be moving in the right direction. I say an underrated aspect of this game that Michigan State need to do in order to really win this game
Yeah.
is, first off, play Michigan State football. You feel what I'm saying? And when I say about playing Michigan State football, I mean the underrated factor of this game, I would think, would be time of possession. Like, we need to keep the clock moving, keep making first downs, run the ball, because this team can strike quick. They're gonna throw the ball. Michael Penix Jr. He's not new to playing, in East Lansing. Like, he played for
Right.
Indiana. He knows how to win. I think he has a win or two in Indiana, so he knows how to play there. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? I think he played there as a true freshman. I think he played there and started there and won. So he's not new to playing there. They're gonna throw the ball 40 to 50 times. Like, that's just who they are. They don't even that's who Washington is. They have 3 wide receivers that's lethal. So I feel that the Michigan State need to run the ball successfully, keep the clock moving. They need to be 38 minutes of time possession, 35 to 38 minutes of time possession, because you want them trying to score quick. You want them trying to. They already gonna throw the ball all around the field, but you want them to okay, we come out, we get the ball, we drive the ball, hold on to the ball for 8 minutes right off the back of the game. Their offense ain't touched the ball to 7 minutes left in the first quarter. They gonna try to score quick. They're not a long drive team. They're not handing the ball off. It's really the ball is in the air because they had that type of quarterback and wide receiver group. So with drops, incompletions, the ball gonna stop with them. I mean, the clock gonna stop with them. Michigan State, we need to run the ball right at them. Run the ball right at them. Control the clock. Make key plays on third down. Stay out of third and longs. Stay out of third and longs. Stay out of third and longs. Have it third and fours, third and fives, third and threes, third and ones, second and twos, second and fours, like where you can take shots. You feel me? Where you could, okay, I'm gonna just hand the ball off again. Shit, we should be like the Eagles last night. Just running the ball. Like, just run the clock. run the ball, run the clock, wear the defense down, make the offense be on the sideline like, damn, we got to do something as soon as we get in because we don't know how long we're going to have the ball. You feel me? That's the mind games of the game. It's always a game within the game, and then it's another game within that one. If you play the sport and you know the sport, then you would know the game within the games. So that's just a little nugget for y'all that's watching. Y'all throw that out there. But I feel like Michigan State need to take them in the woodshed and beat them, bro. Like, it was a close game last year. At first it was a blowout, then they end up coming back towards the
Right.
end and almost, was able to come back. But now it's like, okay, what we gonna do? What type of brand of football we gonna play? We got to establish running back. Let's get him really going so we can go into Big Ten ball where it's like, okay, we know who the guys is. And like you said with Trey Mosley, he has to be able to make them third down catches. Number 2 has to be able to make some catches. Glover, I like him. Number 15, he goes up and get the ball. I like him. He has to be, come out, come all the way out. You feel me? Don't just have a couple catches, nice little catch. No, have 8 of them bitches. Like, you feel me? Have 6 of them. Catch every target that come your way. Make these key plays where the offense can keep going. But that take the air out of a team if you 3rd and 8, you make the first down. 3rd and 4, you make the first down. It just takes the air out. Like, damn, we got to keep calling plays on defense. So this should be a woodshed battle, man. Like I said, I hope the electricity of all of us being there, of all the fans, that was there for the last 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, they all in town for this whole
Absolutely,
weekend.
brother. I'm locked
I just
into it.
hope
I
that
can't
just
wait, man. It's good
electrify the
to
entire
have this
arena, the
obviously
locker
for
room,
us and all this
and
good
they go
stuff.
out
I
there
think
and,
the biggest thing is just
take
Michigan
them
State
back to
need to
the
go ahead and
woodshed,
just make
man. Come
plays,
out of there
bro.
with a dub, for
Especially in the
real.
wide receiver
So
position.
that's
I'm
what
really
I'm that's
locked in
what I'm
on that.
locking
We
in
got a
on.
lot of guys. I want to see guys take 40-yard plays to the crib. Take the top off, make plays. Everybody just make plays. Hold it down on the D line, O line. But I think obviously everyone being there, they're gonna be amped up, and I know you for sure gonna be in there talking crazy. So they definitely need to go ahead and feel that for sure, especially with obviously all they're not even going through, but it's just how it be when things like that dramatically go down with the program. It's all media, this, that, and the third is going down in
Yeah.
East Lansing. Obviously, I got Michigan State. Will never choose any other team in college football, so I'm excited for that game. And then let's go ahead and talk about, obviously, because we're staying with the Colorado, Buffaloes bandwagon. We sipping the Kool-Aid for sure over here. And it's a 9 p.m. game. This game about to be so ugly, Doug. I think, bro, at this point, I think Coach Prime is literally going to be 50-yard line, halftime, talking
Definitely.
about play my damn theme music because Colorado State is going to get dog walked. If they think they have any, if they think they have any chance of going in there and winning, that score might be a basketball game. It might be 73-3.
That's tough. That's tough. It's gonna be I think it was gonna be a beatdown anyway, but now I think it's gonna be a little bit more on the beatdown. With the coach saying what he said and
Bro, you are crazy.
what his mama told him. First
You
off, you
did this
probably
to
should
your
listen to your
dad.
dad. I'm just saying. Why your dad? Did your dad tell you that? Like, why your dad? What your dad tell you?
Right.
I know what your mom told. Like, hey, yeah, I never really heard of the whole take your hat off and your glass. Like, it's cool if people take their hat, whatever. It's cool if they do
Right.
it. If they don't do it, fuck it. Um, he just probably wanted a little clout. Every coach that want to play against Prime, they want a little clout. They mad, bro. When people get uncomfortable, when certain people get uncomfortable, you start to see it, bro. You start to feel it. If some people ain't used to being uncomfortable, bro. You feel me? Like, some people ain't used to being uncomfortable, so I like it. I talk your little talk. I hope they, like you said, 7-3. I hope
Right.
they beat their ass to the point where like ain't none of the starters playing in the whole second half, and then the secondary starters going out there and whooping on them and run the score up, run it up, all the way up. Like, keep going, don't stop. Nope, beat them
Right.
bad. Why not? Why not? I feel like Shador and all of them should go off. We ain't heard nothing about no Colorado State. I mean, we ain't heard nothing about
Oh,
Colorado, but now we
absolutely.
have, and now
There's
this is
some
where we
type
at.
of blood in the water,
But
especially for guys that are in Colorado
it's an
that
in-state
might
rival.
have
A lot, I'm
family or
sure. I
recruited or
don't know what
like
the
they
full
always wanted
portal
to be
thing. Well,
there.
at
So
least
there's
some of the
some blood
guys
in
on
there for
Colorado
sure.
State probably wanted to go to Colorado. You know how that whole thing go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just like I said, I hope they
Right.
beat them down. I mean, you got everybody in town for it. Like it's crazy how Boulder became this. Boulder became, bro. This the biggest thing I've ever seen in college football. I've never seen nothing like. Not at Alabama, not at LSU, not at Ohio State, not at Tennessee, not at none of them schools, not at Michigan, not at Michigan State, none of them, bro. You ain't never seen College Game Day, Big Noon Kickoff, First Take, Pat McAfee show, whatever the
No,
hell, but you all type of
he for
stars on the
sure might
sideline.
be at that
Everybody
USC
coming
game.
to the game. Everybody there. Lil Wayne there.
Snoop
You
gonna
think
be there for sure.
everybody gonna be there? I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if Barack Obama came to one of these
What is
games.
the over? What is the over and under of
I'm
Snoop
not
Dogg
gonna
being
be
at the USC
surprised.
game versus Colorado?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's gonna be a big game, especially if it's a night game. Like I can see Snoop at the game. I can see Snoop at the
Mm.
game. Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, man, so many guys, man. So I'm tuned in to the ass whooping this week. I think they're gonna blow them out. They play Oregon next week. But they can't overlook it. You got to take care of business. You got to go 1 week at a time. Deal with what's on your plate right now. What's on their plate right now is Colorado State. So I got Colorado blowing them out. Shador, Travis, all of them doing their thing. Dylan Edwards doing his thing. Number 10, Weaver. That's the X factor to that whole offense to me. That's the glue guy. That's the Isaac Bruce. Like he be eating. You feel me? So I like what I see right there. Should be a blowout. Should be easy work. You walk out there with your glasses on and your hat on, and you shake his hand, and you be like, "Hey, good job, coach. Keep it
Right.
gangster. Keep it P. Don't get
And that's
nobody.
probably what's gonna happen,
Don't
my
get
good
nobody
brother.
no whatever. You got the glasses on.
Obviously, there's gonna be
Say
games
what you
on as
say, but don't even
well,
give them
other
no
that we
more than
didn't
you
talk
need. Like,
about
bro, just
within the
go ahead. You good. You
NCAA
what y'all at?
football world.
Take that back to your
Obviously,
crib,
your
bro.
team's playing on
Enjoy that.
Saturday because that's a basically dedicated day for college football, and obviously in the
That's
week,
it.
but Saturday is when it is. And then obviously just conclude here. We got a couple things that I'd like to obviously add on. The WNBA playoffs are right now. Obviously, Minnesota Lynx played the Connecticut Suns. They lost that 90-60. That whole game was literally the Lynx literally being taken care of the entire game. And then the late game, Chicago Sky versus the Las Vegas Aces. And the Aces obviously won it last year. Took care of them 87-59. But we're definitely going to tune into that. And the reason why we're doing that is because the NBA season, obviously, this is WNBA right now, and the championships, we all love watching. Obviously, I love watching WNBA, but obviously, seeing women playing at a high level, we definitely love seeing that. We love seeing their craft and what they do on that court because there's some ballers on there now that be out there doing their thing. So, shout out to them, and we're definitely going to go ahead, and I'm going to continue to go ahead on this show, highlight that, give news and all that good stuff because I got to tap in for real with it.
To add on to that, you can tell the women basketball players are getting better. Like athletes, period. They're getting better because just like the NBA, you see the players in high school and college, they're getting better. They're getting bigger. Like they're 6'7", 6'8". They're more skilled. They're doing more drills. They're working more. They're working on their craft more. Women are doing that as well, and so the game is going to continue to get better. Just like the college game. Like I said, I never really watched a college basketball game.
Pass.
I went to a
Right.
couple Michigan State girls basketball games, but I'm talking about like I'll sit back on TV and
Right.
watch the whole game. I don't know if I've really ever done that. I watched the Iowa LSU game. I watched that from the first. Well, I don't know if it's quarter. I think it's whatever the fuck it is. It's half. Okay, I watched both halves. You feel me? I watched both halves of the game, and I was like, bro, there's some good basketball being played, and we're gonna continue to see that development in the women's game, and then it's gonna even elevate the WNBA even more. So I'm tapped in. I think the growth of the
Absolutely.
game is getting bigger,
Respect to that. Absolutely. We love
and
seeing it. And then obviously
shit,
today,
it's gonna continue to get bigger.
6:30 Washington Mystic
So
play.
kudos to the
And then
women. Shout
obviously
out to
New
the women
York
that's out
versus
there. All the
at New York
athletes
Liberty, excuse me.
doing their
That's
thing,
round
getting
one.
better.
And then
Challenging
there's one
themselves.
more that night
Thanks.
as well. We have the Atlanta Dream versus Dallas Wings. And that's at 8:30. So that nightcap obviously will be a good one. Dallas Wing, if you know Dallas, obviously they got the crib sniper. I forget her name off the top of the head, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She be putting that ball in that rim, boy, and shooting that ball cush every time. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. You got anything, brother? Hot takes or anything before we let these people go about their good old weekend, brother?
Do I got any hot takes? There's a college football game that's a little question. It's something you should pay attention to. Penn State going to Illinois. It's a 12 o'clock game. Brett Bielema is the coach of the Illinois. He's a Big Ten guy. We know how he plays. I'm not gonna say it's a trap game for Penn State, but it's one of those games you might want to keep an eye on. Really, that's it. Lakers in 5. Besides that, Lakers winning the championship. If your eyes been open, Lakers gonna win it all. Vanderbilt just got paid today.
Boy,
4 for
we got
48.
25 days until that starts, brother.
They
Preseason
just throwing
starts
out money. You
25
feel me?
days.
All the guys getting paid. So it's everybody comfortable. Everybody feeling good. Ain't gonna start off 2-10. Probably gonna start off 10-0. But that's another story, man. And we finally gonna see a game, or hopefully, goddamn it, a game of LeBron James and KD. They say, y'all motherfuckers playing game 2. And
Yeah.
then y'all gonna turn around and play in game 7 too. They playing early back to back. They say And even in the little tournament, they in the same bracket. Oh, y'all gonna play against each other. We gonna make sure that happens. So yeah, man. It's only right the Lakers win, the champion be 2024 champions, right? Gianna, 24 and Kobe, 2-4, they equal 8. It's only right?
I don't know either, but that does
If this
sound
shit was a
right. I ain't
simulation,
gonna
if this
lie.
was a
How it
script,
lines up script
wouldn't that
wise.
want to be the
So
script of winning?
with that concludes it,
Brian winning
man.
5 and
Obviously,
5, AD
appreciate you guys
looking good.
tuning in.
I don't
Episode
know.
69.
That's
This
just
is
me.
insane that we're
I
already
don't know.
here. We're about
But
to hit
what do
70
I know? I
here.
don't know shit.
Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Be the best you can be. Hopefully your week was incredible. Peace out. Take them out, brother.
Hey man, drink y'all water. Take care of yourselves.